everything starts in like our energy field, right? First, before it comes into the physical. And usually if it comes into the physical, it's been going on for quite some time, right? And then
Absolutely.
our symptoms are our body's way of being like, hey, there's a thing over here you need to pay attention to, right?
Mhm.
Walk me through how your method actually works. Like, yeah, I know you said pendulum and charts, but I want to get like a clear vision of how it works.
So we would set up a Zoom, kind of like we're doing right now. And I would set up a sacred space, meaning, making sure that you're protected, I'm protected, that anytime I shift anything, that it's going to go back, the intentions to go back to the divine for transmutation into love or light, so that it doesn't stick, because everybody and everything is energy, right? We're these protons, neutrons, electrons, all vibrating in this energetic field, which is why we attract energies. Sometimes we attract things that aren't even ours, that are stuck in our field, that cause us trouble. So we want to make sure that when we're clearing stuff, that the energy is clear and that we're in a good space. So that's the first thing I do. Then typically I say, a prayer in addition for protection. I'm a big believer that, prayer is sending out the request and meditation is listening for the answers. And I love that they both work hand in hand. And then I start the session, and the session is really setting the intention of if we're clearing something for somebody's best and highest good. And then I have a table of contents on the first page of my chart, and I hold the pendulum over it and I go, okay, where do we go from here? So it might be shifting lower force energies out. It could be shifting negative energies, emotions out. If I'm working for somebody in more of a corporate setting, a work setting, I have a career and work chart. But sometimes our relationships get reflected at work, right? If you have a pattern, sometimes people, have a repeating pattern in their life. One of the things I write about in my book is the narcissistic pattern, being an empath and working for a lot of narcissists, or even marrying narcissists in my life. How does that show up for me, and how can I shift that? But I've got charts on archetypes and patterns that show up, and when the archetypes are clear, they support us in our life, as opposed to, when they're in shadow, they can be challenging. So looking for all of those cool things.